Good afternoon, and this is another episode of A Nurse That Needs a Heart. My name is Tadia Smith, and I'm a nurse that needs a heart. It's our third episode, and I'm so excited. It's going to be a Q&A with me today. So these questions and concerns been getting from my neighbors, my family members, and all my platforms that I have posted on, just people wanting to know just certain questions. So it's not a lot of questions right now, but I'm going to answer them and I'm going to be as honest as I can be. And if for any questions that people post, I will answer them as honestly as I can. So I'm going to give you guys a quick recap and then we'll get into our questions. So again, my name is Tadia Smith. I'm 40 years old and I'm a nurse that needs a heart. I was diagnosed in February of 2022 with dilated cardiomyopathy with reduced ejection fraction. So I never told anybody what my ejection fraction was. So right now I will. My ejection fraction right now is 31%. Uh, they want your ejection fraction to be over 50%, and right now we're at 31%, and that is with 2D ultrasound. So my last MRI, cardiac MRI, my ejection fraction was at 24%. So that's why we have moved on to the heart transplant eval and the LVAD eval. So we're going to get into our questions, and I'm sorry, I'm going to keep looking down because I wrote them down so that I wouldn't miss it. So my first question is, how did you feel after your diagnosis? So I got into this a little bit in episode 1. So I'm sorry, that's my puppy. He is moving the camera. So my feelings toward my diagnosis. When the doctor first told me, it was just me and my husband in the room. And to be truthfully honest, I could not. I didn't get sad. I couldn't really get into or have an emotional outburst about it because me being a nurse, I just was like, okay, what is the next course? Like, I have to get better. So that was what I was thinking of the whole entire time that he was talking to me and letting me know my diagnosis and how serious it was. I was totally on my phone, like, okay, what's the next course of plan? What are we going to do? I need to get better. It did finally hit me once everybody goes home, the doctors go home, the nurses leave you alone with no medication. My husband went home to check on the kids, and then that's when it finally started to dawn on me what was going on. And it hit me like a ton of bricks because I was definitely one of the healthiest people I knew. Like I used to run, I used to exercise a lot. I used to love walking. I am from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and we have something in Philadelphia that we call the Drive. So it's right by the river, the Schuylkill River, and it's a beautiful place to where everybody goes to exercise, picnics, just to lounge around. And I absolutely love to exercise down there. I used to run, like I said, and I used to walk at least 5 miles every day or every 2 days. I tried to get out and walk on top of me working. So I was fairly healthy. This diagnosis really came as a shock to myself and everyone else. So that is how I was feeling after my diagnoses. Very determined to get better and a little emotional. My next question is, what are your meds? So I was on a ton of medications, but I'm only going to name right now the medications that I am currently on. So I am currently on Entresto high dose, which is 97,103. That's the highest dose of Entresto, I believe. So I am currently on that. I'm on Torsemide, 20 milligrams, was once daily, and the Entresto is twice daily. I am on Spironolactone, 25 milligrams, that is once daily. I am on Carvedilol, 50 milligrams, which is twice daily. I am on Eliquis, 5 milligrams, which is twice daily. I am on potassium, 20 milliequivalents. That is once daily. I am on magnesium for 100 milligrams. That is once daily. And I am also on hydralazine, 25 milligrams, 3 times daily. So those are all my medications that I am currently on. Again, I will be in my next videos. Like I said, I'm going chronologically. So I will be going over all the medications I was on at that time during, those episodes. But right now, those are the medications that I'm on. Number 3, what was your family's reaction to my diagnoses? Well, me and my husband was in the room when the doctor gave me my diagnosis. So, he was my rock. Like I said, I looked to him and he was, being strong and um, very much strong and being there for me. He was so worried about me. So he took it better than I thought he was going to take it. My mom, my aunt, like all the older people in my family, they took it pretty hard because it doesn't run in my family. There's nothing. My heart disease does not come genetically, so nobody in my immediate family or my distant family that we know of has any type of heart disease. So it came as a shock to everybody, and especially how far along I was in this disease process. So it was a shock. The My two youngest children, I haven't, like the younger children, any of the younger children, I haven't really sat them down and talked to them about my diagnoses, but they do know that something's going on with mommy. They just don't know what's going on with mommy. So right now we're gonna leave it at that until we know exactly what's going to go on with the heart transplant or the LVAD to get them prepared for that. But right now they just know that my mommy has something going on and she's not well all the time. My next one was, how many children do I have? Now, this is going to be hilarious. I biologically have 4 children. So I gave birth to 4 children. I have 21 bonus children. I know. So altogether, there are 25 children, and I love them to pieces. It's a really, really big conversational piece that when I'm in the doctor's office, when I'm at work, well, when I used to be at work, doctor's office, even in the neighborhood when we first moved in, and they asked us, well, how many children do you guys have? And we were like, it's 25 children. So it's a real big statement and conversational piece. But we love them all. All of them do not reside with us. We have older children and we have some children that, like, all 25 of them. Of course, we did not birth all of them or have them all, but we love them all the same. How many doctors do I have? So, doctors. I have so many doctors. Of course, I have my primary care physician. I have my first cardiologist. I haven't seen him in a while because I've been with the specialist down at University of Pennsylvania. That is where I currently go for treatment. But I did have a cardiology group that was near where I live at. I was going to him until he was unable to treat me. So right now I have a primary care physician. I have the heart failure team, and soon I'll have the heart transplant LVAD team. I have a palliative doctor. I was going to a hematologist for anemia, and and the psychiatrist that they want everybody with a serious chronic illness to go see. But I haven't really seen that doctor, and we'll get into that when we get to those episodes. But those are my doctors right now. And number 6, it said, "What's the scariest thing about your condition?" The scariest thing about my condition is the fear of my heart stopping or my heart having arrhythmias where my ICD will fire, because I do have an ICD. And again, I am going to go into that in detail on those episodes because, again, I'm going chronologically. So, I'll get into, what an ICD is and when I got it implanted. But I do have an ICD, which is an internal cardiac defibrillator, and that is the scariest thing about my condition right now. I can the signs and symptoms that I go through with the medication and from the disease, I can deal with that. But the scariest part of or having your defibrillator go off is something I don't think any of the videos, the vlogs that I watched, the information that the doctors gave me, none of them prepared me for my ICD actually firing. So that is the scariest part, the scariest thing about my diagnoses. The next one was, what are all your diagnoses? So I gave everybody, of course, my opening one, which is my dilated cardiomyopathy with reduced ejection fraction. I have anemia. I have an ICD implantation, so I do have an ICD. I have AFib, which is atrial fibrillation, and I think that's about it. Oh, and of course they call me obese, so I've been trying to lose weight, but obesity. Those are my diagnoses that I have. Number 8. What are some different ways your life has changed? Oh, what's some different ways my life has changed? The way I eat has changed. The way my sleeping habits have changed. Even me going to do regular things, Walmart, the supermarket, folding clothes, all of those things had to change. And my family, they are absolutely amazing. They have changed with me like the drop of a light because it has all changed so drastically for me. I used to be so active and I was able to do a lot of things, and now my husband had to put a sizable table in the laundry room so that I can fold the clothes because I can't uh, bend down and get the clothes out the laundry without getting winded and move the laundry basket. So everything's in steps. Um, Even me getting out the bed, taking medications, like everything has changed. Especially my sleeping habits. Oh, I sleep most of the day. Right now I'm sleeping about, let's say on a good day, 12 hours. On a really bad day, 16 to 18 hours a day. So, that is really, really different for me, especially because I used to work and I was a nurse. So I was at work for most of the time for 12 hours a day. And now I'm sleeping for more than 12 hours a day, which is hard to cope with as a person who was so active as I was. So those are the things that really hinder me, um, even down to getting medications. Like, I was never on any medications, so now I have to make sure that I'm on my medications. That my trips to CVS have increased because I'm going always getting refills and having reminders in your phone for medication times, and alarms are always going off on my phone. I'm always having to wear my smartwatch, which I'm not wearing right now because it is charging. So don't get down on me. And if my husband's watching this, it is charging, babe. But I usually always have my smartwatch on because that helps and especially when my heart rate goes high, I can check it. I know that the Apple Watches, you can check like an ECG to see, your heart rate, or is it a arrhythmia or anything like that. So I do constantly wear that. So a lot of things have changed. Like I really didn't wear my watch as much before, but now I do. So my life has changed drastically, and my family has been a big help with that. Number 9, are you really a nurse? Yes, I am really a nurse. Again, my name is Tadia Smith, and I am a nurse. I am from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And if anybody wants to look it up, they can. I am really a nurse. I was a director of nursing at a assisted living facility for years. I've been a nurse for close to 15 years, and I've worked in almost every area that I could possibly work in my field of nursing. I really enjoyed being a nurse, and anybody that knows me personally knows that I really enjoyed being a nurse. That was really big and dear to me when I became a nurse. So, and I took my job seriously. I strive to connect with my patients, and I made sure I was there and I showed up and I did my job. And that's one thing that I can say, even through all of this, that the people that do reach out to me from my old jobs or from my previous employments, or even my peers that I worked with, they all say the same thing to me, which is very dear to me, that they miss working with me because I was a very thorough nurse. I took it very seriously. I had people lives in my hands, so I took my job very seriously. And now, me being a patient, it's very hard to sometimes go places and nurses aren't on their jobs. So sometimes I let them know that I'm a nurse, and then sometimes I don't. Sometimes I let people go about their way, but I'm always there and I'm always alert and I'm always watching. So that's a hard thing with really being a nurse, knowing your job, knowing your meds, knowing what's right and what's wrong, and knowing if somebody's cutting corners or something like that. So uh, and my last question that I'm going to answer for today is can you still have sex? I'm not going to get into any nitty gritty details and anything like that. Yes, you can still have sex. I just say that, and let's make sure that the scene is very relaxing for you, especially especially with me, because of my arrhythmias, which is irregular heartbeats. I try to make sure that I'm in the most calm and relaxed setting as possible. My husband is really great. So, like, again, I'm not going to get into that, but yes, you can still have sex. So that's it with the Q&A with Ty for today. I love everybody for tuning in and subscribing, liking, comment, sharing. I love everybody. Like I said, I did this vlog so that it can help others, because I tend to have days where I feel like nobody knows what I'm going through and nobody gets me and nobody knows how I feel. So this is to help others know that there is people that's young, that's going through it, and there are people that you can reach out to that can help. So, again, like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm always going to answer your questions. I may not answer it in a timely manner, but please give me time. Like I said, I'm going to try to post twice a week to a nurse that needs a heart page. I love everybody for being here. Thank you guys. See you next time.